This is Mike, Seder 42 Vinyl, doing a video for October 2018. These are pickups that I had. This is hard rock and alternative. And yeah, let's just get right into it. Subscribe, comment, whatever, watch the video. First album I got here was Travelin' Jack. Got this on black vinyl. This is a German band that does a version of 70s glam rock, but this album came out actually in 2017. And really good stuff here. It has female vocals on it. She also plays guitar on the album and live. Haven't heard anything from these guys since 2020 though. Instagram has been dead since then, and Facebook as well. So I kind of hope that these guys aren't like completely obliterated, but this is a really good album. I heard this on Gimme Radio, when Gimme Radio was around. There were some shows on there, that did like retro, bands or 70s, modern bands that are doing 70s stuff, but also, 70s style bands. And this is one of the bands that they played, which I thought was pretty cool. And yeah, really good stuff. Next album is Urge Overkill. This is Saturation. This is probably my favorite album from them. This was really popular. This album came out around the time that the Pulp Fiction movie came out, where they did the Neil Diamond song, Girl, You'll Be a Woman Soon. That song's not on this album, but this is still a really, really good album. So many good songs on here. I listened to this album quite a bit when it came out in 1993. Really, really, really like this record. Probably close to a 10 out of 10 on this one. It's just one of their best. Really, really good stuff. This one also is a really great album. This is the reissue of Gish from Smashing Pumpkins. It's a 2011 reissue. This album came out in 1991. Another album with the, kind of the glossy cover here, the foil. This one's just on black though. And another fantastic album, obviously. Not much to say about this album. It's just really, really, really good. This isn't really alternative, but I kind of put it in here because I really didn't have any pop records this time around, but this is Grandmaster Flash. This is The Source. This is a good record. I enjoy this record. It came out in 1986. It's a rap album. I don't have that many rap albums, but I've been buying more recently, actually. So, but yeah, I just found this flipping through the bins. Kind of at Hardy Boys was doing a pop-up before they actually had a store. and he had this in here. This album is not in great shape. It's got, you know, a lot of surface scratches and stuff like that, but it actually sounds pretty good. It plays pretty well. for what it looks like. So sometimes even when you get an album that looks kind of, you know, scratched up, sometimes if you clean it good and, you know, as long as there's not a lot of quiet parts, it plays really well. But yeah, this is a pretty good album from the 86 from Grandmaster Flash. This album didn't get great reviews at the time, and I don't even think it gets really great reviews now, but I enjoyed listening to it. This album is from 1978. This is Bruce Springsteen. This is Darkness on the Edge of Town. Me being kind of like a metalhead, and, you know, I hear the heavy metal in a lot of music, and there's a couple songs on here. Obviously, the song Adam Raised a Cain, that's obviously a, you know, Danzig. I think really listen to that song because it has that feel, like, to me. Anyway, this is a fantastic Bruce Springsteen album. A lot of people say it's one of his best. This is kind of a pop, but it's also kind of alternative, also kind of new wave and pop as well. And this is Kate Bush's Kick Inside. This is her first album from 1978. This album is fantastic, and the song Wuthering Heights is amazing on this. I mean, the rest of the album is good, but that song Wuthering Heights is just amazing. Really, really, really good. Kate Bush is so unique. You know, if you're into 90s pop music or 90s alternative, you know, like Bjork, I think, and Tori Amos, you know, those types, and Aurora, you know, like a lot of these female artists, you know, have a lot to, you know, a lot of influence probably came from Kate Bush, and she kind of paved the way for kind of, I guess, the popularity of kind of weird pop music, because that's what this is. And Kate Bush was pretty popular at the time, especially in the UK, not so much in the US, but in the UK, they you know, she had some hits, but it's just so bizarre, and her voice is just so amazing and so unique, and the songwriting is just so unique, but there's just hooks as well, you know, so very interesting listen. Kick Inside, Wuthering Heights is amazing. Pat Benatar in the 80s covered Wuthering Heights, and it's an amazing cover as well. You know, she did a fantastic job. Really, really good stuff here. This is a Shabby Road Record Show podcast special. This is Sensational Alex Harvey Band. This is Sob Stories. Not much to say about these guys. I've talked about them before, kind of art rock in a way, but still, this is good stuff. This album doesn't get much praise, but I thought it was a good listen. It's an alright album. Now, Electric Light Orchestra, this is Face the Music. This album is the one with Evil Woman on it, and what's the other hit that was on here? Strange Magic. Those are the two big hits on here. And Fire on High as well was played. I remember hearing that song on the radio because, you know, it was just really catchy. You know, it had good melodies in it. And yeah, Electric Light Orchestra, I really, really like Jeff Lynne and Electric Light Orchestra. I'm going to show another record a little bit, a couple after this, but this is Atomic Rooster. Came out in 1970. This is the American issue of the album, a reissue of it. And this is basically the backing band of Arthur Brown, you know, the crazy Arthur Brown. So they kind of went off and did their own stuff after they worked with him. Really good stuff, dark, Sabbathy kind of, you know, psych, a little bit psych in there too. So really interesting stuff here. This is probably their best album. I don't have any other records from them, honestly, but what I've listened to, I kind of streamed a little bit, but I think this is probably the one to get if you're going to get an Atomic Rooster record. This is definitely a start here, I believe. It has Death Walks Behind You, which is a fantastic song. And this is the alternate cover. There's another cover with the kind of like a picture of a guy crawling on his all fours, you know, it's like a painting. And yeah, that cover is a little more interesting. If you get any reissues of this album, you're probably going to get that cover. This was the US cover that came out, you know, at the time, you know, when it was actually released in the 70s, or 1970s specifically, or 71. This was a $1 record that I got at Hardy Boys. I was buying a lot of stuff at Hardy Boys at the time. This is Genesis Trespass. Interesting album. Peter Gabriel years. So, you know, it's just weird, arty, progressive rock stuff. It's good. Here's Crazy World of Arthur Brown. It's funny that I got both these records in the same month. But yeah, this one, I knew about this album, and I just came up during flipping. I didn't buy this online or anything. I wasn't looking for it. It just was, just fell into my lap kind of. The Atomic Rooster record I actually ordered on Discogs, so I wanted that album, but this particular album, I just kind of came across it. This one has Fire on it. Alice Cooper was heavily influenced by this guy. A lot of the shock kind of rock stuff that was, Arthur, he would have fire halo on his head. He would do all kinds of different theatrics during the show, to kind of make him unique. And there's this is really gothic. There's a lot of Hammond keyboard on here. A little bit of psych as well, psych rock, but just interesting stuff here. Really, really good dark 70s or really late 60s hard rock music. Kind of got a greatest hits of James Brown. This came out in '84, but it's from '66 to '69. Just some random songs here. I only have a couple James Brown records. I'd like to get more, but a lot of the original presses are expensive. So, I kind of just pick, if I see something that's inexpensive, I try to pick it up if I see it. But yeah, it's kind of rare to find James Brown records that aren't, like compilations like this that are cheap. So yeah, good stuff here. These last couple, kind of interesting that I bought these during October, but that's just kind of the way it happened. And Mondo, Death Waltz, they always kind of release the Halloween soundtrack around Halloween. So this is the splatter one that I got in 2018. Yeah, this is just the Halloween soundtrack with the different cover on it. It's kind of cool. I think they keep reissuing this particular one, but the rain on it is kind of glossy on there. Yeah, it's good stuff. Really cool art. And yeah, the vinyl splatter is really cool too. What can you say? John Carpenter, the Halloween theme. It's just, iconic stuff. And the shadow of Myers there, of course. It's kind of cool. And then this was kind of a childhood one, Halloween horrors. I know some people collect like all the different versions of these albums, so it's kind of interesting. This one has a main story on side 1 called The Story of Halloween Horror. And one of the voices is Peter Cullen, who does the voice of Optimus Prime, which I thought was pretty cool. So he did voices on all kinds of stuff, not only cartoons, but, albums as well. So yeah, interesting stuff here. The story's okay. It's really cheesy. And then the second side of the album is just a bunch of Halloween noises, like the haunted house, kind of when if you go through a haunted house, thunder and lightning, pipe organs, creaking doors, bubbling cauldrons, chains, horse wagon, and, things like that. Just a lot of different sound effects that you can play during Halloween.
Oh boy, what a night to be driving. And it's Halloween too. Oh, it's creepy. Oh man, when I get to be back at home, snug and warm. Wait, what's that up ahead? Ah, gas station. Pardon me, is this the way to Elm Hall Plantation?
Yeah, yes. Yes, it is, but no one's there. I'd advise you to turn back. It's not safe in this weather.
Thanks.
Yeah. So that's it for hard rock and a little bit alternative in there as well. But that's everything that I bought in those particular genres in October. Awesome. Thanks. Subscribe, like, all that stuff. Thanks.